book lovers, I'm Mackenzie. Today we are going to be adding some books to my bookshelf. That's what we're going to do today, is we are going to make my bookshelf nice and pretty. And if you hear any meows today, it is this guy, Mr. Whiskey. Alright, here we go. So I'm thinking of maybe doing this by genre so that it makes sense. There's like a rhythm, but it's not anything too crazy, like alphabetical or like color coordinated. That's kind of the vibe I'm thinking. There's a little stamp that somebody made of me and my husband. It's like a picture that we took in Moab, I think a year after we had been married. And somebody drew this and it's like a stamp. How cute is that? I've never used it. I need to get ink. Okay, bookshelf is cleared. Now we're gonna start adding the books. I don't know where to start. Oh my gosh, what do we want? Where do I want everything to be? How do people choose? First thing I think we're gonna do is divide all my books by genre. We'll go from there. Maybe we'll be crazy and we'll do by genre, and then within each genre we'll have an order to go with that. Maybe alphabetical if I'm feeling crazy. I don't know, we'll see. But first, let's organize. All of these books are done. We're already in my room, and now we're gonna go to the living room where all my other books are. Nothing but smiles from me. But also, I don't know if these are all, I don't know if these all are gonna fit on my bookshelf. And I'm also kind of sad because I want them to be here too. We're gonna figure it out. I guess I should just buy more books. That's what I'm gathering from this experience. Here we go. Let's divide these bad boys up. Okay, so part of me is sad because I love having books up above the TV. It just feels cozy, it feels good. I love seeing my books. So I'm thinking I'm gonna divide it into books I've read, I'm gonna put here, and we'll do the same organization, and then other books that I have not read that are on my TBR, which is honestly still a good many of these, will go on the bookshelf. That way they're easy to access. We've got our piles in here, so we're gonna start with these and divide them by what I've read and what I haven't read. Night Circus I have not read yet. I've read these. I skipped the last one because I'm not a big spice reader, and I heard that's literally all that book was, and I bought it before I realized that. But I have read this series. I'm gonna claim that I've read the series, even though I did skip the last book. We don't need to talk about that. Haven't read this. I haven't started the Magnolia Park series, but I want to. Read this. I love Emily Henry so much. Haven't read this yet. I started this and I DNF'd it. I want to try to read it again. I wasn't vibing with her or her galaxy leggings. I read this. This was really cute. It was simple. I don't know if I would like it if I read it again because of the whole insta love trope. I really don't like that, but for some reason I loved this. Maybe because it was so lighthearted and sweet. I haven't read this yet, and I haven't read this one yet. The Do-Over, I love this one. I read that. It's cutesy. 5 Feet Apart I have not read yet. I'm terrified because the movie made me weep. I have read this too, A Summer of Broken Rules. I read it on my Kindle. So fresh. Love all the Taylor Swift references. What is it? I'm trying to keep him healthy and he doesn't like it. He wants more food. The Girls, I have not read this yet. I have not read The Maidens yet. I did read this. This one is a weird book, but it's good. And I really want, it's Grady Hendrix and I want to read more of his books. I almost bought one of his books yesterday, but they're all so fall. Like it just gives the Halloween, like eerie kind of vibe. So I think I'm gonna wait till fall, as hard as that is. I've not read this. I started it and again, just kind of fell off. I wasn't super into it off the bat. Silent Patient, I've read that. That was fun. I haven't even tried to read this one. Ninth House. Again, I started it and it kind of freaked me out. I didn't realize that it was a fantasy and I thought that it was just purely satanic. Apparently, I got the wrong impression, so I do want to try to read it again. In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife. I love this. Yep, I love that one. If We Were Villains was also so good. I really want to reread that one. Heartless. I read that recently. It was really cute. I do think it could have been 100 pages shorter, but I still enjoyed it. Cruel Prince. Love it. Love the whole series. I wish I had the full series in like physical books because I read this one. I got it at Walmart randomly and then I got the next two on my Kindle because I was just like, I want it now. But now I wanna reread it and get the physical version. Caraval series. I was so obsessed. I think I gave them all 5 stars. I would do it again. I love these so much. 10 out of 10. Not everybody likes them, but I loved them. Pride and Prejudice. I have not read. I need to do it as if it's like a homework assignment and just do it in increments because I've heard that's the best way to read classics if you are not a die-hard classic reader. So I'm gonna try that. And then I have 2 nature books that I got because of Faith Reads on here. I love her videos and she is in school, I believe, for botany or doing something along those lines. And so I literally bought these because of her and I have not read them. I probably should. Mr. Penumja's 24-Hour Bookstore. I did read this. Normal People. I have read this. I want to reread it. I will say I think I liked Conversations with Friends more than this one, but it's been like a year since I've read them and I was really in my speed read phase, so I feel like I don't quite remember it as well. I feel like I do maybe remember this one more, but I feel like I loved the setting of this one more. I have not read this one yet. I did read Outlawed. It was really fun. It was kind of a cool twist. I've never read a Western before and it felt like a very modern version of a Western, very feminist version of a Western, so it was an interesting read and the cover is gorgeous. I love anything that looks Western, so I picked it up without even knowing what it was about and then really enjoyed it. Death in Her Hands by Otessa Moshfegh. I don't really know how to say her last name. A Year Rest and Relaxation by the same author. It was just, you have to take it for what it is. It's a very interesting, kind of funny, but also not funny. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but again, it was so weird too. I don't know. I haven't read City of Girls yet. I really do want to. This is one that I got from thrift books and I've had forever. This right here is my favorite book. I love this book so much. I actually have 2 copies of it. This is the copy that I got recently because the first one I got was like sliced right here and I got it from Half Price Books. So I got another one that is in pristine condition. Just Friends by Patti Smith. Here are the books that are going to my bookshelf in my bedroom. Here are the ones that are staying in here. Plot twist, there's a few extra books by my bedside that I forgot about, and we're gonna divide those really quick too. First off, Once Upon a Broken Heart. I have read this and I'm obsessed. I love it so much. Everyone should read it. The Wisteria Society, Lady Scoundrels. I've not read this yet, but I'm planning on it. Miss Peregrines, I don't know how to say her last name. Home for Peculiar Children. I've not read this one yet. I'm kind of thinking about saving it for fall. Okay, You Deserve Each Other. I haven't read this one yet. I'm excited to. I've heard good things about it. Cinder and Scarlet. I've not read these yet. Hoping to maybe get to them this month, but I may have ordered another series, or the start of a series, yesterday, and it's going to be delivered today. If He Had Been With Me. Yes, oh my gosh. This one was such an easy, breezy read, and it was honestly fun. It's just like a young adult romance tragedy. Like, the ending destroyed me and made me so emotional. I don't read a lot of sad books, so this one got me really, really good. I enjoyed it, but read it when you're feeling good, when you're feeling stable, because it hurt my feelings. Nine Liars. I haven't read this one yet. Maybe this month. I love that series so much. 10,000 Doors of January. Actually, have read a decent. This is one that I need to get back into. That's my husband, little cutie pie. I need to get back into it, but it wasn't gripping me as much as I wanted it to. But I do want to finish it because it was good. There was a scene with the dog that really ruined me that it took me a minute to get back into it. Pride and Premeditation. I am excited to read this one. I think I, again, might save it for the fall. Beach read. I love anything Emily Henry. And I actually reread that one last month because I needed a happy book after If He Had Been With Me. Better Than the Movies. I haven't read this one yet either. Okay, since we kind of switched the format, I need to divide these by ones that I've read and ones that I haven't. So we'll start with this pile because this is the most fun pile. This is the Young Adult Fantasy. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This was another one that I started and then kind of stopped. I was in a little bit of a reading slump and I just needed something that like had more going on, because this is definitely described as a slow, cozy fantasy. So I do want to get back into it, but yeah, it was a little too slow for me where I was at that time. Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. These are God tier. So good. Definitely read them. You don't have to read the Caraval series before this to know what's going on, but I do think it's so much more fun because then you know some of the characters that also appear in these stories. Again, they're not like main characters where you really need to know anything about them, but it does just make the experience so much more fun. And again, I'm obsessed with the Caraval series too, but these, and the third one comes out soon. Well, not soon. The third one comes out in September and I can't wait for it. Dance of Thieves, I've not read this yet. Foul Lady Fortune, I've not read this. I literally got it because it was the limited edition with that red velvet, the red velvet pages as I like to call them. So beautiful. The Atlas 6, I have not read this yet. Looking forward to it because I love her so much. Is it Olivia or Livy Blake? I don't know. But I read her other book, Alone with You in the Ether, and this is one of my favorite. These two I think are like some of my favorite books ever. But so I've read both of these. I guess I can put these over here. But I think I want to keep them in here because this literally is a book that I crack open a couple times a week to just look at little notes in it and quotes. So I'll be keeping that one in here. Little Women. My sister got me this for Christmas. I have not read this one yet. Again, like Pride and Prejudice, I think it's going to be one I might have to just do in increments because I'm not used to reading classics. Daisy Jones and the Six. I have definitely read this one. Very good. Very fun because of the writing style. It's written in the form of a documentary. If you haven't watched the show is really good as well. This is a book of houseplants that my husband got me. So cute. I'm terrified to have real plants. These are both fake. I'm terrified to have real plants because we have a cat. Because we have a cat, and we had a cat before named Leo, and he was an orange fluffy cat, sweet Mr. Man, and he passed away kind of suddenly. And I later found out that one of the houseplants that we had that he liked to play with very often was toxic to indoor pets. And now I'm terrified of plants. That's basically all of the fiction books in here. Wait, just kidding. That was a fib. How could I forget the classics? Twilight. I have Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse. I also have Dangerous Alliance that this one I have not read. I've got Gatsby. It's not a cute cover though, so like, this is one I think my husband had from like school, honestly. The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. This was one that I got from someone from church way back when, and I haven't read it, but she said it was really good, and I know there's a Netflix show or movie. Lovely Bones, I thrifted this one randomly, have not read it. Crazy Rich Asians, I also thrifted this one. I need to peel the sticker off. I've seen the movie of this, and the movie was so cute. And I know that there's more that go with this, so I need to read this one too, because I bet it would just be cute and fun. Sorry, I'm trying to get the sticker off now. That's gonna bother me. Why did I not take that off? I'm like always, I'm the queen of taking stickers off immediately, because I did not. That was not a clean sweep. That's all the books for in here. Let's get these books on the shelf. Okay, so here's my TBR for romance. Very pink, and I love that. Pink is one of my favorite colors. I did the alphabetical order. Some of these aren't actually fantasy. I just kind of paired fantasy and like a darker vibe together, mainly because I just don't have that many books, to be perfectly transparent. So this one is, I think, about like a cult. Whoops. So not really fantasy, but kind of dark. It honestly makes me want to put 9 Liars in here, because it's like dark academia. So I think I'm gonna add, or like thriller. It's a thriller. So should I put this on the shelf too? Maybe I will. I'll add it right there. Sweet Dance of Thieves and Cinder. This is making me realize that I don't have a lot of books, and that's okay. I was a Kindle girl for quite some time, and I still love to read on my Kindle, but I love books. I love writing in them, so that's, I think, my favorite thing about having the physical version. We're gonna do the classics, the random nature ones I have, memoirs, the literary fiction that aren't super. I wonder, City of Girls could technically be like a romance actually, so I might put that up there. We've got our alphabetical order. Might do this as a little stopper. Should I do like, ooh, hold on, that kind of helps keep the books from falling. It's a cute little something. Live, love, love. Love that. Randoms that aren't fiction. On the bottom. I actually just saw I missed a book. Hold on. Concealed, don't feel. Forgot I had this one. Here is the completed bookshelf. Added the decor back to the top. I think it's cute. Again, maybe now I'll just be more inspired to get through all of these. Oh, you know what? Now I'm going to show you And then I just added all of these back in here. It's not centered, so you know, that kind of bothers me, but I'm gonna be real, probably gonna add more books within the week. Like, it won't be long. I can't stay away from the bookstore or Amazon, so thank you so much for watching this video, sticking around. I'm sure I rambled way too much, but I just love books and I love to talk about them, so I'm really excited to start this channel and hopefully build a community of a bunch of book lovers so we can all talk each other's ears off about these amazing stories that we read. But yeah, if you aren't, please subscribe. It would mean a lot, and this is really vulnerable posting YouTube videos just out of the blue, but I really love books and I just want to talk about them, so that's what's gonna happen. All right, thank you again. Bye.